So I rant about Overwatch like all the time, and I still have a few things that I want to talk about, but this one's a little bit more chilled and not as like controversial as the whole Mercy thing. Um, and it's basically, I feel like Widowmaker is one of the hardest heroes to play in Overwatch, if not the most hardest. And I just wanted to go over my reasoning for that, and a lot of it is comparing it to other heroes, which is kind of the thing. Like, to tell who is the hardest hero, you have to compare him to the rest. This is just how you do it. So, um, yeah, and the first thing I want to start with is her ultimate. And a lot of people say that her ultimate is the best in the game because it's wall hacks. And yeah, it is the best if you have a team to pay attention to it. It's probably really useful if you have a pre-built team, but most people don't. Yeah, so when you're just solo queuing or even just working with friends, trying to get them to make use of it is really difficult because even then you have to pick and choose, and what if you use it at the wrong time and all this other shazazz. But anyway, to have use of Widowmaker's ultimate, you need a working team, and that's kind of shit. And I know a lot of other heroes you need a working team for, but you can say, I'm using my ult, guys, get ready, so it's not too bad. Whereas Widows, you can say it and your entire team will just not give a shit. Or even worse, your team will split off and they'll attack. Like, some of them will go after like the Mercy that's alone, and then some of them will push forward to the point, and it really, it can split your team up, and it's not something you can control either, which is really shit. Anyway, in comparison to all the other DPS heroes, and I say DPS meaning all of the attack and defense heroes, because in my opinion they're all DPS heroes. Their purpose is to kill or to make easy kill targets, right? And there are a few heroes in the game that don't have ultimates that revolve around killing people. One of them, which is also a DPS, is Sombra. She's the only other hero that is a DPS that doesn't have a killing mechanic, which it suits Sombra and it's Sombra's purpose because she is more of a distraction hero, but for Widowmaker, where she is purely about kills, and knowing that there is a hero that has an aimbot as an ultimate makes it really difficult. Your ultimate is basically there to help you get kills, but you still need base skill in order to get those kills, and it's not even like it's a different type of skill. You just need straight up aim, positioning, and all of the stuff that you need to be a good Widowmaker. Whereas if we look at your stereotypical DPS like Genji and Tracer, their ultimates they require different skills. Genji's is being able to tell where everyone is and being able to move quickly and dash in, dash out, which is similar to his base mechanics, but there is a chance that you might just straight up be better at doing his ultimate than normal Genji play because you have the dash refreshing. It gives an almost like spicy element to his gameplay, and same with Tracer. You are able to just drop in, throw a bomb, and then leave. It's not so much worrying about maneuvering around the battlefield. So there is like an easy aspect to it where you can essentially get an easy kill. And yes, there are like strategies around it, but with Widowmakers, there isn't a strategy. It's just play more Widowmaker, and this is where I'm getting at. Widowmaker requires just aim. In comparison to her closest counterpart, Hanzo, he does require aim, but he has things to assist him, like his Dragon ultimate. That doesn't require aim, it requires you knowing positioning, which is a different skill entirely. And if you get where I'm going at, I'm pretty much saying that all the other heroes in the game have a variety of skills. They have flexibility within themselves. So if you're not good at one thing, you can be good at the other thing. You know, if you're a Hanzo and you can't aim for shit, you can rely on scatter arrows, and you can still be useful in that way, you know? Whereas Widowmaker, you don't have anything. There's nothing to support you if you can't perform the way you normally do, and a lot of the times with aim heroes, there are times where you're just going to miss, and you can see the pros do it. They miss a lot, and that's just how it is. You know, you hear the statistics and it's like a really good Widowmaker has 50-50 aim, and you're thinking about it and you're just like, that's 50% of your DPS that you're not getting, and 50% aim is really good. That's like amazing. Being able to hit 1 in every 2 shots is really good, but in comparison to other heroes, you think about it and you're like, well, you could easily get more kills as anyone else because they have supports in place to help you get those kills, like Junkrat's mines and his riptires, and you get what I mean? And the other heroes in the game that don't have killing skills, they still revolve around killing, like, aside from the healers, they are different. But Symmetra, she's got a teleporter to help you get into battle, like that's passive as well. But then again, Symmetra is more of a support. She's there to help your team out and give you that extra oomph, whereas Zarya, Nano Boost, and Sombra, like I said, they're there to set up a battle. They're there to set up a fight so that someone else can come in and steamroll them. Widowmaker is kind of a setup, but like I said, you need a very specific team composition to get it. Like, even when I play Zarya and I Graviton and I don't call it out in the chat, people know, and I've had amazing, like, Genjis get 5-player kills because I Graviton surged, and we didn't have any of that communication, but it happened. Whereas with Widowmaker, someone might stray off and go and get a pick, and then you've got people dying on the point because they didn't have that person there to help them, and it gets messy. So you need, like, firm communication when you use your ultimate, and yeah. That's why she's a major downside. One, because there's no variety in her ability to use skills. It's all just shooty and let's just pretend Venomime doesn't exist, because it honestly doesn't exist. And then her ultimate is probably one of the most team required ultimates that there is. Yeah, and then on top of that, there's the whole aiming thing, and there's the expectations of Widow. You'll get Widows who haven't really played her, and people expect to easily pick it up because that's how Overwatch is. You pick up a character and you play them for like 5-10 hours and you get the gist of them and you can figure out and get a feel for it. Whereas Widowmaker, you can get a feel for her in your positioning, but your actual aiming skills can take thousands of hours to master, and the pros that we see, they mostly have training from CSGO and everything. Like, Kefri came from CSGO, and he already has like 1,500 hours on Widow, and it really takes a lot of practice to get to the pro level as a Widow, and so do Tracer and Genji, and they're said to be almost limitless, Tracer and Genji, and I agree that Widowmaker is as well, but people don't really focus on her enough because it's a real struggle to be a good Widowmaker, because you'll have days where you do amazing, and then when you start not being able to hit shots, you'll get frustrated and you'll want to give up and never play the hero again, whereas Genji and Tracer, you have things to keep you motivated, you know? Maybe you didn't do good with your pulse bomb, but you picked off the Ana because, you know, you've mastered that part of it. Whereas Widow, it's just solo aiming, and it's really hard to keep that level. Even as something as like a distraction. Talking to people in like Discord will distract me, and I'll notice I start performing worse and worse, and I'm missing shots that I'm not meant to. It's it's crazy. Yeah, I think that's probably about it. The only other thing is that you have these people who already have thousands of hours training because they've played CSGO or they've played shooters a lot, so they have all these reaction times, and there's a steep difference between those players who play Widowmaker and the new ones. And I'm one of them. Like, I never really played a sniper before, and picking her up in Overwatch was very difficult, and I remember just being utter trash until I got to around 20 hours and things started getting better, and then there was a steep drop for me where I just went trash again, and then once you get to 50 you pick it up again, and it's a vicious cycle of halting your progression and then slowly grinding and getting better and better. And then you get the steep points where you feel like you're not getting better. it's tragic, but yeah, anyway, that's why I just wanted to say that, you know, I feel like Widow is the hardest hero to master, or even if you can master her is the question. You know, people always say she's a high risk and high reward hero, and that mastering her isn't something that you can do. You can only hope that you get the high reward and not the high risk.